Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, motorsports and gaming fans, to the Caribbean versus Colombia event put on by the Jamaica SIM Racing Association. It's going to be a wonderful day of night of racing. You've just been watching qualifying, so we're happy to have you and all the viewers at this point in time. What I'm going to do is that first we'll start off by thanking some people. I'm going to thank Steven Stewart for his passion, his persistence, and his pocket. Because without him, this event would not have been possible. And of course, the Jamaica Simulation Racing Association wouldn't be here. He really is the heart of the organization, and we're happy to have him. And Sim Racing in Jamaica is happy to have somebody like that on track. I will also like to thank Gregory Moore, head of the Jamaica Esports Initiative, for the opportunity to be developing sim racing talent in Jamaica. So those two people really need to be bigged up. We also need to thank the heads of the other countries that came together with us for us to put this all together. Andreas Zapata from Nitro Sim Racing in Colombia, Stefan Ganje in Guyana, the Guyanese Sim Racing Club, Dominic Charles of Calypso Racing Community from Trinidad. Also, of course, I have to thank Dexton Graham for running the stream. I can't do this without him. His nickname is Dexton Tarantino Graham because he's able to do some amazing stuff. We'd also like to thank her stream broadcast partners, SportsMax, and we're also available on our Twitch and their YouTube. And because of that, it's a stream, it's interactive. Feel free to jump in the chat, big up your driver. If you have any questions, you can just go ahead, put them in. We'll be happy to have you along and answer them. Also, let's go straight into the event details. The Caribbean versus Colombia will take place in three main phases. You just saw the 20-minute qualifying session or bits and pieces of it. In the next few minutes, we will have a main 45-minute race and then a 45-minute reverse grid race where the finishing order of the first race will be flipped. In both of the main and reverse grid race, there'll be a mandatory pit stops. Drivers have a choice of what they want to do, fuel, tires, both, whatever. But they do have to change compound, and that's up to them. So there's a bit of strategy here. Again, since this is the Caribbean versus Colombia, there are 3 drivers per country in the team, per team, and that is a total of 12. So we have 3 Jamaicans, we have 3 Guyanese drivers, we have 3 Trini drivers, and we have 3 of the best from Colombia. So again, it's going to be quite a race. We won't be having an individual winner, but in the situation is that the accumulated points based on where the drivers from each of the countries finish. So this means the country with the highest points total at the end of 2 races will be the winner of the event. The points are down to 10th place. We have first place is 25 points. Second place is 18. Third, 15. Fourth, 12. Fifth, 10. Sixth is 8. Seventh is 6. Eighth is 4. 9 is 2. And 10th place is 1 lone point, as Lewis Hamilton found out last year. All right. Representing Team Jamaica, we have Kurt Moss. He won the qualifier in January. He's an overseas-based Jamaican driver, and he started sim racing during the COVID-19 lockdown. He's really fast out there. You can see him. He's one of our top drivers. That's why he won the national qualifier. Second in the qualifier that we had in January for Jamaica is Michael Paisley. Many may know him. He's a go-karting real life. He's been representing Jamaica in esports for a while now, and he's made the transition to sim racing. Our third and last driver, but not least, is Mark Anthony Eaton. He was third in the qualifier. and he's a former karter. He just started sim racing in December, and he's proven himself fast. But he's still a relative rookie to the rest of the rest of the field. Just ladies and gentlemen, the race has started. We're good to go. Again, 12 drivers. As you can see, we are at Laguna Seca. This is a 3.6 kilometer track with 11 turns. The most significant, of course, everybody knows this track. Race fans know this track has the corkscrew, which is turn 8. It's a 55-meter drop in the middle of a corner. It's quite interesting. The track's been around from 1957 and is one of the most iconic North American circuits around. It's been modified over the years. Okay. It's been modified several times over the year, the last time in 1996, and the event is using the base circuit that comes with the game in that configuration. The real lap record is 1 minute 10 1:48 by Alex Zanardi in a Renard 9.6. Is that one? It's a kart racing car. So we don't have a official fastest time for AC because it varies that much, but it's going to be a good race, as we can see. The car we're using is again another car that's part of the base package of Assetto Corsa, which is what the game we're playing. The software, sim racing software we're using. It's a McLaren 650S GT3. You can see how wonderful the liveries are, courtesy of, let me see, they did some wonderful work for us. Joel Dallas. Yeah, so he did the. Okay, apparently we're going to have a restart so that we can, everybody can enjoy the race. So we'll get a few and then we'll let the final lap and we'll come right back. So while we're, so we're going to go back to the drivers. We're going to go back to Team Guyana. So racing for Team Guyana, we have Raymond Sibaran. He's a real racer in both cars and karts. He's been sim racing for 2 years now. Daniel Williams, number 47. He's a seasoned vet with 6 years of sim racing experience, and we're happy to have him along. We don't have a picture of John Green because he was a last-minute replacement for the Guyanese, but he replaces Khalil Rickford. And from what we've been told, he's a very fast and seasoned racer, replacing another fast and seasoned racer. So we have Team Trinidad, led by Dominic Charles. He's another young and fast sim racer. He's 21. He's been making his name regionally. He started in 2018 and is also a karter in his own country of Trinidad. Akeem Romani, he's a console racer turned sim racer on his PC. While he does prefer rally, he's looking at circuit racing and this event to further enhance his sim racing skills. So again, we're happy to have him along. And of course, our third and final Trini driver, Peter Arundel, number 62, another video game console racer that saw the light and came to the PC side. He's been racing in various leagues in real life, and he does autocross. Okay, and our guest, Team Colombia, courtesy Nitro Sim Racing in Colombia. We have Estefano Barrera, number 369. Esteban is very young. He's one of the youngest racers around here. He's at 17. He's also a part-time karter. He has been racing on several sim racing platforms, including ACC and AC and iRacing. So again, we're happy to have the Colombians along. Andreas Mora, he's a mechanical engineer by trade, and he's been sim racing since 2016. So he has a lot of experience, and again, we're going to see that during the race. And we have Christian Rojas. He is another last-minute replacement. He replaces Luis Daniel Velez for the Colombian team. So there you have it. Your 12 racers, 9 Caribbean drivers against 3 Colombians. It might not sound fair, but we're all in this for fun. And everybody here who's made it here is the top of their trade, the top of their skill at this level, and we're expecting nonetheless exciting racing. Yeah. So a bit of history on this event. This event came out of what happened with the JSRA last year. We participated in the Sim Racing World Cup, and while our Jamaican team didn't make the finals, we had realized we had an impact both locally and internationally. Our broadcast of the national qualifiers at that time showed that what was possible for sim racing in terms of entertainment, and we thank our broadcast partner, SportsMax, for coming along and realizing that, fans, there are lots of fans of this sort of event, and our participation in the Sim Racing World Cup also ended up exposing us to the wider sim racing community in the region. So, but yes, so yeah, we after racing in the sim racing World Cup, again it introduced us to the wider community in the region, and a lot of countries, including Colombia, they were one of the first to reach out to us because they were quite surprised that we had the sim racing at that level at all. So the JSRA wants to expand that connection, and again, so we continue to reach out to even further to other Caribbean sim racing groups, and we wanted to, just have a general connection for everybody. So we were able to get Guyana, Trinidad to come on board for this event, and we created the Caribbean versus Colombia. So, this has been 2 months worth of work, hard work putting this together. We started around December, given. Yeah, we started around December. The serious legwork, based on what we did in June last year. So, and again, this is our third event or second for the year, and it will be one of many as we have a significant schedule to be running during 2023 as we try to prepare our local racers for Olympic and international events where they need to be representing Jamaica. I'm just going to go back and give you a little bit on the circuit. Again, we're using the WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. It's in Monterey, California. It was officially built in 1957, but it is currently using the configuration that was designed in 1996, where the lap record by Alex Zanardi was set. So we're going for a restart, folks. Everybody's on the grid. And okay, we're back to the race. And we're going. It's a 45-minute race. There will be a mandatory pit stop. The drivers can change tire compounds and take on fuel if they want. Wow, and we have a big incident there at the corner. We'll see everybody make it through. Remember, it's a long race of 45 minutes. People can make up their times. So we're on board with Michael Paisley. Trinidad's Dominic Charles has posted the fastest lap. Heading into first turn. Here we go. Good race line, good race line. Christian Rojas right behind. Number 18, which is Rojas. So let's put in the numbers. So I can focus. Okay. Okay, so Dominic Charles is in first with the fastest lap. So we have Dominic Charles in front. He's just squeezing off fastest lap after fastest lap. He's being chased by Estefano Barrera in second. So that's Trinidad in first, Team Colombia in second. Daniel Williams is third. He's in Team Guyana. Our Michael Paisley is in fourth. He's the highest placed Jamaican and doing well. Andreas Mora, Colombia, is in fifth. Number 18 is Mark Anthony Eaton. Number 7 is Christian Rojas, again from Team Colombia. Team Trinidad in ninth, Peter Arundel. And the top 10 is Raymond Sabara for Team Guyana. So that's a good mix, and we're having some really, really good racing here. Rojas putting Mark Anthony Eaton under pressure. Kurt Moss in eighth, trying to move himself up. Dominic Charles again posting another fastest lap. So we have a Jamaican sandwich here. So we have Eaton in front, Rojas in seventh, and Moss in eighth. And again, it's a 45-minute race. We have quite a lot of time. Anything can happen. We have pit stops. So driver strategy is going to come into all of this. Again, loving the liveries. Jamaica looking rather stunning out there. I must also give the Colombians and the other teams their due. Calypso Racing, yeah, that's a very forward livery there. Again, we're 6th, 7th, and 8th, rolling with Kurt Moss, Christian Rojas in front of him. Is that Rojas trying to make a move on Eaton? There we go. Rojas took a very different line. Moss takes him on the inside. Wow. As we can see, first person to pit is Mark Anthony Eaton, number 18. He's going tires. And so the pit stop put Eaton back at the grid. We'll see what happens when he starts. Everybody else starts making their pit stops. So Eaton has switched from the softs to the mediums. Little bump there. Wow. Okay. Again, everything kind of stable up the top. Dominic Charles still has the fastest lap, hasn't turned in a new fastest lap yet. We're running with Colombia, Barrera in second. Arundel just had a little tank slap over here. The control slowed down, but this is putting him back in the distance of Rojas. Barrera is just clocking the time. He's got a 2.5 second gap between him and first place. Williams in third for Guyana is a further 5.5 seconds back. Paisley is steady in fourth. His fastest lap is a 1:23.07. So what we need, Amos, who is Jamaican, is in sixth. So he needs to get around Andreas Mora, and that would be fourth and fifth for Jamaica in terms of points and finishing. But as I said, we have pit stops. So once those things start to work themselves out, whatever the driver strategies are, we're going to see a significant shift in the leaderboard. So Sabaran, my apologies, is 43 seconds off. Not sure what happened there. So Paisley's no longer at the back of the grid. He is now 11th. He's an 8.5 second between himself and Akib Romani from Trinidad. So I suspect once the people in front of him take their pit stops, Eaton will move quite heavily up the leaderboard. So everybody had the chance to practice with the car 2 weeks leading up to the event. All the teams have worked out. Dominic Charles turned in another fast laps, 1:22.08. He is literally flying out there. He's spreading the gap between himself and Barrera from Colombia. We expected him to be fast, and so this is not a surprise. He is one of the fastest racers in the Caribbean, and again, we're happy to have such talent at the top of in our event. Just to go back, yes, the drivers had up to 2 weeks to practice and test with the car once everything was approved. And so they know everybody has a strategy. They know how much fuel, they know their tire life, and they're trying to work out those things as they go along. But however, while that might work when you're practicing, when you have to deal with traffic, other cars, etc., you might have a few variances, and you might be slowed down. You might have to avoid. You might have contact and stuff like that. So, yes, you might be turning the fastest laps here and there, but at the end of the day, that's why you race. You need to see how it turns out. So we have Nora and Paisley. Those two are locked in combat. We can see how close they are. Right here, they're coming across the finish line. Somebody's headed into the pits. Somebody slowed down. Who's that? Not sure who that is. Can't see the number. I think that might have been Saban. A blue flag probably pulled over to allow the other cars past. Aaron Dillon Moss, steady pace between them both. Nora is catching Paisley. There is literally half a second between them both. Again, we have a significant battle here. 3 seconds between them. They're keeping each other honest. Same thing with Moss and Arundel. Half a second, 0.6 of a second. There again, paper thin margins between drivers here across the circuit. Little mistake there. That was Arundel, and that little mistake has cost him 2.2 seconds against Moss. Paisley and Moss, again, 0.1 of a second. He's going for a pass. Is he going to make it? Wow, he dives on the inside. He takes him for the corkscrew. My God, what a pass. The Colombian up in 4th. Paisley down to 5th. Currently the highest placed Jamaican. Could be a situation strategy. His tires may be off. And there we go, his tires. Paisley has come into the place. So we have 3 cars in the pits. Arundel, Rojas, and Paisley. Paisley is leaving the pits. Rojas is leaving the pits. He's in 9th behind Arundel. See, is this going to go good? If you don't know, the pit entrance and pit exit at Laguna Seca is quite a challenge. You got to be very careful how you do it, or you might just end up literally in the other car as it comes out of the corner. Eaton's a bit closer. He's not didn't get that big a bump from the early pit stop, but he's now closer in the grid. He's right behind Rojas, chasing him down. And I must give Mora that pass on Paisley at the before the corkscrew. That's amazing. That was a really good setup. You know, may have been tires, it may have been a mistake, but at the end of the day, he hung on and he kept close. Sometimes you just gotta wait for the other person to have an issue, a little mistake, and you're gonna take advantage of this. Now we have a three-car train here. We have Eaton, Rojas, and Romani. So we have Jamaica, and there goes Eaton on the inside, but the Colombians on the outside. That gives him the race line. Let's see how this goes. Romani in ninth, ahead. See, Eaton in 10th. He's got the position back. Let's see if he can maintain this. There we go. He's going for Romani. But Rojas is still close. The top three have not pitted as yet, but there's a significant gap. Carl's still in first. Barrera still in second, 2.3 seconds behind. But Daniel Williams for Team Guyana, he is 14 plus seconds behind second place. So, yeah, the top two are making significant advantage with their speed. But we'll see what happens during their pit stop and see how close it comes back. Here we go, third place. He's lonesome. Team Colombia Morera behind, just out of camera view. And again, we have the battle behind here. We have Eaton and Rojas. Oh, we might be sparking an international rivalry here, maybe at the next event. We're back with Paisley. He's shown that he can do 123. Ahead of him is John Green, who is doing 124s. So, again, Eaton and Rojas just fighting for every inch of tarmac. He made a small mistake there, went over the sausage cobra on the inside. This might give Eaton some breathing room. Gentlemen, it's not done. There's another 45-minute race after this. There's a cumulative points between the two races, so just because you won the first race doesn't mean that you're going to win the second race. It's the country that gets the most points. So the country with the drivers in the highest spots, it's just a matter of math. So there we go. Akeem Romani making a mistake, allowing Anthony through. Maybe that star is going off, or there we go. And this is how it works. You have to take advantage of what's ahead of you. So Eden up into ninth. Let's keep it going. He's within striking distance of Arundel, the other Trinidadian. So we still have 19 minutes to go. I just want to bring up young Tate. She's watching. I hope she's enjoying the event. So we have some supporters here in the chat. The Punisher Sim Racer, yes, clearly Colombia is his team. Martian 2023 is clearly an Eaton supporter. So he's making himself... Oh, Moss makes a small mistake. Maybe tires are going off. Again, this is a tough race. Part of this is to ensure that Eaton and Rojas are back together. As I said, might be sparking a brand new international rivalry. Throughout the rest of the year, maybe they'll be in a couple events together, and they'll have to be facing off against each other. Yes, Caitlin 04, yes, Sue Paisley. We see you. Yes, Fearless, this is a game. Well, technically it's a sim racing software. This is a Seta Corsa. Yes, Reek and Anime, yes, Rojas is fast. So we have Charles in the pits. Let's see how this shakes up the thing. Let's see how this shakes up the event. Charles has fallen to third, but Moss, who's in fourth, there's still a significant... Moss is exiting the pits. He's still in third. He is fast. He's been turning 123s. I'm not sure what tires he's swapped to, but let's see if he can maintain his lead and get back up to the front. So that puts Barrera Colombia at the top, and Andreas Mora, Colombia at the in second. So we have two Colombians in the Trinidadian at the top three. Top place Jamaican is Kurt Moss, and we know this because Kurt's a very fast racer. He won the qualifier to get into this event. Barrera coming out of the pits, or is he going into? He just went into the pits. So the leader just pitted. Arndell just made a move on Williams. So that was Trinidad on Team Guyana. Mora is still in the lead. I suspect he will probably come in and pit next. Moss has come into the pits from fourth. Dominic Charles in second. He's got Estefano Barrera behind him in third. Paisley's back in the fourth. And Moss is in fifth. So we have Matos has dropped to sixth behind Trinidad. So this should be interesting. Is he going to be able to fight Williams? And we can get two Jamaicans in fourth and fifth. Moss came out in seventh. So he will have two cars in front of him to get to Paisley. That means he has to pass Daniel Williams of Guyana, and he has to get past Peter Arundel of Trinidad. We have roughly 12 minutes left. And Andreas Mora comes back into the pit. This might be the opportunity, and there we go. Dominic Charles is at the top. Behind him, Barrera. Number 3 is still Mora in the pits. Let's see if Paisley can get around him while he's in the pits. I don't think so. There's a 34-second gap between himself. Andreas is driving out to the pits. Yes, he lost some time to Paisley, but still enough time that he can exit with a 25-second gap between him and Paisley. Oh, I'm sorry, no problem. A 2-second gap between him and Paisley. So, Charles and locked in combat, half a second between them. Mora in third again for Colombia is 26 seconds behind because he pitted, and Paisley has managed to catch up. He's 2.5 seconds behind Mora. So Moss just made a move on Williams, Team Guyana. So Moss has the ability to maybe get two Jamaican drivers, 4th and 5th. That's some good points there. That's some good solid points. The rest of the field is rather random and spread out. We have 10 minutes, and Jamaican in 8th. Eaton, there's a 13-second gap between him and Guyana Daniel Williams. Let's see what's happening up here at the front. Dominic Charles is able to turn in 122s. The Colombians are fast, as we expected. We can see the visual gap a while ago. The two top runners neck and neck, and then slowly in the back when the camera just about to pan, we see the third place. The question is, can these two men keep this pace up all the way to the end of the race? Is one of them going to make a mistake? Is there going to be lap traffic? To keep up the concentration and turn in laps at this speed, it's very, very, very difficult. But again, it's a high level given the talent that we have here. Rojas is not letting go of Eaton. They're tied. The string, we may only be eighth and ninth place, but you got to have the points. They're pretty fast. They're just happening to be that close together. So let's hope nobody makes a mistake and everybody can fight all the way to the end of the event. Some interesting lines going on here, but both men are doing their best, and I can see the speed on either driver. Again, it's a great drive by both of them, even though they're the back of grid. But at the end of the day, it's an exceptional talent by both of them. And again, given how long Eaton has been racing, sim racing since December, it's an amazing display of speed and skill to be at this end of the grid up against some of the best from other international regions. So at the top of the leaderboard, we have Charles, Pereira, and Mora. So we have a Trini and two Colombians. Okay, so there's been a change. Rojas seems to have fallen victim to Diana's green. Has he taken back the spot? Is he redressed? Or did he... I think that was redressed. I don't think that was on purpose. That's given eating some breathing room. It's just under 5 minutes. So so we should be done in about 2 or 3 laps. Barrera seems to be closing on Charles. There's a steady 1 second gap between them both. It's good to see supporters from all the countries. Yes, of course, we're competing virtually from Jamaica, but at the end of the day, it's all about Caribbean unity and Latin American unity and regional unity. So, yes, I'm happy to see the Colombians getting their support. I see the Phillies with their flags. We got a Jamaican flag in the chat. Katagari. Sorry, is it Kanegatari? Kanegatari. You never know. Some people have a different strategy. You might be a good strategy. You look at the amount of points and you say, to yourself, I can do better else at another point in time. So you might actually do that. So you never know. So Oswillo, yes, Guyana, doing well there. Pitbull GT, happy to see you. So as you know, John Green fan. So I don't even know how to say that. There is probably about 2 or so laps to go, probably 1. Remember, it's not a lap race; it's the amount of time. So each race is 45 minutes. So we're just under a minute to go. We're at 1:15 at this point, so that should be 1 more race. Yes, that's a lot of flags. 13876. What just happened there? Wow. Yes, obviously we know who the Paisley fans are. Again, thank you fans for watching. We're appreciating you on the chat here. Like I said, big up your country, big up your driver. You got another 45 minutes. So after the race, there'll be a 5-minute break, and then we'll move into the 45-minute reverse grid race. We will tell you the points before we start the race. But the leaders on the final lap, it's been Dominic or Dominating Charles. Third is Barrera, again, Estefano from Colombia. We knew he'd be fast. He's held Charles has managed to hold off the two charging Colombians, which is Mora, who's in third. So it looks like we'll have a Trinidadian, Charles, on the podium, and then two Colombians right behind him. That's a nice haul of points for the Colombians. Behind us, behind Mora, is Paisley for Jamaica in fourth. Moss was unable to get the gap between him and Arundel, so he's in sixth. Fortunately enough, on seventh, it's Eaton, so Jamaica should have a nice chunk of points from this. Final lap. Dominic Charles. Leading the race, plus fastest lap. This tells you what's happening here. Sim Race fans, welcome back. You just had an exciting 45-minute endurance race that was really, 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 really good. I'm sorry to say it really so many times. Anyway, let's just go through the points. As I said, it's not about who finishes first. It's by the team and where their drivers finishes and the points awarded to them. So we have Dominic Charles for Trinidad at 25. We have Stefano Barrera in second with 18 points. We have Mora Also for Colombia in third with 15 points. Jamaica's Michael Paisley is in fourth with 12 points. Peter Arundel for Trinidad is in 10th, has 10 points. Uh, Kurt Moss, 8 points. Mark Anthony Eaton, 6. Rojas, 4. Green, 2. And Daniel Williams, 1. So I'm going to take a bit. We're going to calculate the points and see where the countries lie. And then what will happen at this point is that drivers have a 5-minute break, and then we will go into the reverse grid race, which is based on the finishing positions of the first race, just reversed. So this means that Charles, the fastest man on the grid, will be starting at the back with Barrera and Mora. So this should be interesting because at this point, it's not just going to be out speed. You're going to have to add racecraft, so they're going to have to make their way through what would potentially be slower drivers, but you never know, because what happens sometimes is that faster drivers get stuck in traffic and they're stuck in the mid-pack and stuff. So once they have clean air and they're up front, they might maintain enough speed that they could take it to the finish line. And again, strategy in terms of your tires and fuel. We saw what we saw was basically the drivers would try and get as much gap as possible between themselves and who they believe they're racing, and then pull in to get whatever they wanted. So we're just going to take a small intermission. We're going to work out the points, and then we'll be back at you. But again, you're in the chat. You can talk to each other. You can send me more messages. We're happy to respond. Please, just, the interaction is here. We're enjoying it. Send the link out to a couple more friends. Maybe you can get them to be watching, and y'all can just enjoy the racing together. Again, another 45 minutes, and it's going to be something special. Okay, so we're back. This is the 45-minute reverse grid race. As you can see, Charles, we're back at the grid. Just to go through the points, Trinidad has 35 points. Colombia has 37 points. Jamaica has 26, and Guyana has 3. So Trinidad is 2 points behind Guyana. Behind Colombia, and Jamaica is needs about 10 or 20 points to move up. But again, it's been a good race. As I said, at the end of the day, it's not about the top driver. It's about the team that amasses the most points. So again, we just want to see great racing. And here we go. Team Colombia, 1-2 against Team Trinidad, 1-2. So don't know what happened there, but that just went unexpectedly. We had somebody else off. So Raymond Sabaran is at the front. He's turned in the fastest lap again. You might think, okay, because he was at the back of the grid last race, but now he has the space, he has the time, he can make himself the winner. Kurt Moss is in second for Jamaica, and Barrera is in third for Team Colombia. Estefan Barrera just set the fastest lap at 1:23.7. Dominic Charles and Arundel are just putting on the pressure. Charles just made his move on that would have been Mora. So Mora is now between the Trinis. Arundel is behind him. See how long he can keep him at that position. He's an eighth. If these two keep racing, there's the opportunity there that Paisley could move up, as the three drivers are more concerned with themselves rather than. Okay. Also in front of Charles now is Romani Akeem. So will some team orders here? Will he just let him by? Does he just let him by? Not sure there. Yes, he has. Romani has just let Charles by. And it makes sense, he is the faster driver on the team. Barrera is just cutting up the track with a 22.5. This is interesting. Nice to see how these drivers are dealing with lap traffic. Yes, the racing's a bit close and nobody's kind of pumping to pass, or push to pass as they call it in the touring cars. At this point, it's just skill. You're all in the same car, so you have to drive your best line, save the tires, use some sort of strategy, just ensure that you have the skill to take your car over the next car in front of you. So Barrera is fighting with Jamaica's Kurt Moss for second place. Moss has proved fast. Let's see if he can maintain this position. He was the second best placed Jamaican driver. Dominic Charles responding with a 22.3 seconds faster than Barrera. He's in fourth. Getting closer, so that means he'll be behind Kurt Moss in a couple of laps. Can Moss keep him away? Mora and Arundel are battling. Trinidad versus Colombia. Yes, Stefano and Charles, Barrera and Charles are flying. Considering they finished 1-2 in the first race, it's no surprise that they'll be this fast. Yes, Skipper 97, he is tracking those sector times. Okay, Danville 37 again, just to remind you. Hold on for a second. Yes, Danville 37. Again, remember, it's not about who wins; it's about the team that wins. So, yes, it makes sense if you want to, you want to place as high as possible, but you have to have your teammates along with you to get that points total. Well, I've been asking myself. He's already in fourth. He's getting ready to challenge Moss. That should be interesting. We hope we can Moss a direct battle between Moss and Charles. That sounds exciting. I really can't wait to see that. And that's what we're looking at now. Oh my God! Oh, you're kidding me. Charles got around Moss already. We missed that. So Charles is now in third, Moss in fourth. Maybe I'd have to go back to the replay and see how that happened. But I guess there was no holding him back. So now we're having inverse of what we had early in the first race. It is Barrera in second and Charles behind him. We see that Cibran is still in the lead. He is 0.4 seconds ahead of Barrera, who is closing, while Charles has 3 seconds to catch. Again, Mora and Arundel, Trinidad and Colombia are battling here. Very good racing. And here we go. Sabaran and Barrera have caught. Barrera has caught Sabaran. He's half a second behind him. We'll see how this goes. 0.4. 0.4. I think some of what we're seeing here is a tire choice. Okay, a little bit of contact there. A little rough there. Mark Anthony squeezing through. There we go. As the NASCAR folks say, if you ain't rough, you ain't racing. So Eden's up in second. He needs to catch Green. He's 0.3 of a second with Green in front, so he just needs to keep up that pace, find a good spot, see if he can get around. and Barrera has taken the lead from Sabara. We know that wasn't going to be a surprise, but he held off as long as he could. And let's see how long he can hold off Charles. Charles is half a second behind. Okay, I see that they have switched back again. Sabara has taken back the lead. So the two, Sabara is not letting it go that easily. He's battling to maintain his front position against Estefano Barrera. Charles, the problem is now that if those two are battling, they're going to slow themselves down. And you can see right now that Charles is right behind Barrera, 0.2 of a second. All three of them are grouped together, and here it goes. This is the race for the lead. We have Team Guyana in the front. We have Team Colombia in second, and we have Team Trinidad in third, and they are not willing to give an inch on the circuit. Samaran has managed to take out half a second lead. I would suspect what's happening there is that Ferrer and Charles are fighting and holding each other up. Barrera has to be more defensive as to not give Charles the position, but then he has to slow down to ensure and that's slowing him down versus Sabaran, who's in front of him. So this is quite exciting, and there we go. Is this a pass that we can take? Is this the line's going to work? So Eaton is up in 11th. He's chasing down the green. This is Sabaran and Barrera. There's a 0.1 second gap between these two. A little bit of contact there. Not sure what happened. All right. The top two go through, and Sabaran drops to third. Maybe there was a little, not sure. We have to go back to the stewards and take a look at that one. Moss is in fourth. So there is a possibility here that he can catch Sabaran and put Jamaica on the podium. So Charles is hunting down Barrera. See how fast Charles is. He has the lap record at this point in time. The fastest lap. So he is doing his best. Yes, D-Clan Cali, this will be interesting. Yes, I said that Skipper 97, it's hard because the guy in front is defending. So when you're defending, you have to take a different line as if you were attacking. So it slows you down and slows down the person behind you. So the person in front of you, you can attack them and they might go ahead and be faster than you. Whoa, Dominic Charles has spun. Wow, did not expect that. What happened there? Moss is now in second. See, this is why we race, folks. Anything can happen on the track. Kurt Moss for Jamaica has gone into second place as Charles made some sort of error, unforced. Unfortunately, maybe that's tires going off, or maybe he had a technical difficulty, but he fell all the way from second to fourth. So he is behind Team Colombia, Mora, and this is going to get more interesting, folks. We are not done yet. Can Dominic Charles, move back up into
Mic check. Alright guys, we are back. So this is Dexton taking over for Rory. I'm going to try my best to take you through the rest of the competition. We have 3 teams competing here. Jamaica, 4 teams, my apologies. 3 drivers per team. We have Colombia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and Guyana competing in this Assetto Corsa competition. As you can see from the current standing, we have Estefano Barrera from Colombia leading, followed by Jamaica's Kurt Ross in second place, who is followed by Trinidad's Dominic Charles in third place, while in fourth place, out of podium position, we have Andres Mora from Colombia, followed by Daniel Williams from Guyana, and Hakeem Romani from Trinidad, Raymond Seabaran from Team Guyana, Michael Paisley from Jamaica, Peter Arundel from Trinidad, Mark Anthony Eaton from Jamaica, Christian Rojas from Team Colombia, and finishing up we have John Green from Team Guyana. So I know earlier on we saw some flags in the chat. I remember seeing Jamaica, Trinidad, Colombia, but I haven't seen anything from Guyana. So is it that we have no supporters from Guyana? Come on guys, let's see those Guyanese flag represent the Caribbean. Let us know where you're watching from and if you're enjoying the competition so far. Again, if you guys are interested in learning about the sim racing or getting into sim racing, you can check out the entity within each country. For Jamaica, it's the JSRA. You can find them on Instagram, JSRA_official. And if you're in Trinidad, I think it's Calypso Racers. If you are in Guyana, they are, well, I'm not sure for Guyana. Alright, so here we go. We are on board with Dominic Charles, who just took his first pit stop, his first mandatory pit stop. He's a couple seconds behind. That's Romani from Trinidad. And there he goes, passes him. Hakeem Romani seemed to have gone off track, probably having some car issues there. But he just gave way to Dominic Charles and is behind by about 22 seconds. Michael Paisley from Jamaica is currently in 8th position, trying to make his way up through the pack. Let's cheer him on and see how well he'll do. Make all of us proud. So Moss just went into the pit, conceding his second place over to Mora from Team Colombia. Hopefully it's a quick change similar to what we see in Formula 1, so he can be back out on the track with some fresh new tires. I'm not sure if he's switching to medium or soft, but however, I'm sure he'll be making the right choice, which will help to take him through the rest of the game. Alright, so we see Paisley has moved up in the position because Romani is now in the pit, and Moss is out of the pit and back in fourth place, 21 seconds behind Williams. Let's see if he is able to make his way back into second place. He's ahead of Dominic Charles by less than a second, making his way around as we see him come around this corner, being chased by one of the Trinidadian members. This is a nice overhead view. Michael Paisley is in 7th, right behind Raymond Serran. Let's see if he can get the pace that he needs in the car, make his way up. Alright, Dominic Charles slipped a little below or behind, but is right now overtaking our fighting mass. I thought he would have gotten through there, but no, the fight is still on. Michael Paisley still trailing Sibaran. So there's a fight between Jamaica and Trinidad and a fight between Guyana and Trinidad. Let's see who will win. Ooh, that is is he gonna make it? No. Yes, no. Almost. So Curtis is still able to fight off Dominic Ross, but they are back to back. Trying to figure out a way to get around his competitor. Here's Paisley. Is he going to try to make his way past Seaban anytime soon? Dominic Charles again still on the tail light of Kurt Moss. Trying to figure out when to make that overtake or undertake, whichever one he chooses. Oh, here it comes. Is it? No? Yes? Goes for it. Christian Rojas all the way in 10th place. Out of the point position because I think actually he's just in the point position because whoever finishes at 10th will get 1 point. We have Estefano here just coming out of his first pit stop. Dominic Charles is able to pass Kurt Moss just barely. Let's see if Kurt will give up or if we will continue to chase him down. Alright, so as I mentioned, as I was saying earlier, 10th place gets 1 point, 9th will get 2, 8th will get 6, 7th place will get, 8th will get 4, 7th place will get 6 points, 6th place will get 8 points, 5th place will get 10, 4th place will get 12, 3rd 15, 2nd 18, and the 1st will get 25 points. So all these drivers are fighting for points. It's kind of like how you run on sports day. You have many persons entering the match or entering the race. The more persons you have in a race, the more points you can get. But in this race, we have 3 team members from each country racing to be in the point standing so they can accumulate the most points for their team. Based on what we're seeing right now, Trinidad is leading as Dominic Charles finished the first race in first position, amassing a whopping 25 points for his team, followed by Esteban from Colombia and also Andre Mora from Colombia. So that's over 33 points for Team Colombia. So hopefully we'll get to the end of the race, which should finish in the next 9 minutes, and we will be able to figure out which team takes away the victory and walks away in first position for this Colombia versus the Caribbean Assetto Corsa competition. I see some people in the chat finally representing Guyana, Calypso Racing community in Trinidad. Okay, that's who you need to get in touch with if you're interested in learning about or joining the sim racing scene in Trinidad. Alright, so we're on board with Michael Paisley. He's managed to move up in 6th position, but he's still behind Seabaran. It's a good showing in the previous In the previous race, he finished at 4th place, so hopefully he can make his way back. He's just 4 seconds behind Seabaran, which would put him about 7 seconds behind Mora from Team Colombia. Estefano Barrera leading this race. In the previous race, he was able to finish 2nd place. So with this 1st place finish, if he's able to hold on to it, he will definitely slingshot Colombia in 1st place. Alright, so it's the Masses in 3rd place now. He has conceded 2nd to Dominic Charles. He's behind by just 3 seconds though, so he should be able to make that up. He has about 6 minutes to figure out what strategy he needs to enable him to get back into 2nd place, get some more points for Team Jamaica. And then Charles will just need to figure out what he needs to do to hold off the competition so that he can get an additional 18 points for Team Trinidad to make it a very tight competition between Team Colombia and Team Trinidad to see who will be crowned king of the racing scene in this Caribbean versus Colombia competition. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who is in the stream right now, who is watching the competition. And oh no, that's a bad turn by Daniel Williams there. He went off the track twice, causing him some speed. But he is able to get in 7th place, which is good. So thank you again, guys, for being here with us. Thank you for the support. Make sure you like the stream, share the stream, invite your friends, have a watch party, because this is some exciting stuff. I also want to thank our streaming partner, the Jamaica Esports Initiative, the SportsMax app, and the presenters and hosts of this competition, the JCRA, Jamaica SIM Racing Association. Alright, so 5 minutes left in this final race. We see Mark Anthony in 9th position. Will still be able to get Team Jamaica an additional 2 points. He's fairly new to sim racing, but he's a go-kart racer in real life, similar to Michael Paisley. So they should be able to transition some of that knowledge on the track into this game. So Paisley has gained grounds on Raymond Seabaran, only down by 0.5 of a second with 4 minutes to go. Let's see if he's able to improve, make it into 5th place, and possibly drive down Kurt and get into 4th place. And Dominic Charles just posted the fastest lap, taking off a full second from his previous record. Alright, this is a nice fight between Team Guyana and Team Jamaica. So Team Jamaica is sandwiched by 2 team members from Guyana, Michael Paisley, just 3.3 0.3 seconds behind. Ooh, is that? Oh, did he touch a while ago? Trying to make his way around, goes for it on the wide. Not able to make it, still trying to find some way past, but it seems as if Sibaran is keeping him in check, not allowing him, so he goes. Oh my word, still trying to get around, but no space available. How is he gonna make his way around? If this was drifting, you know, he could just sit behind him, get in the draft, and then switch out and hit the nitro, but it's not. So he has to figure out a strategy to find his way around. And with so many corners in and around, so many corners so often, he's not gonna be able to, you know, just send it, as someone is saying in the chat. Need to come up with a strategy. So I guess this is where the excitement of the race is, because it's Team Jamaica versus Team Guyana, trying to see which team will make it further up in the poll. Paisley is dropping pace a little bit. Still trying to keep up, but, you know, a little bit behind. Williams is actually gaining on him. Here they come again, speeding around at 175 kilometers per hour in 5th gear, making his way all the way up to 200 gears down. Smooth transition going around each corner there. Paisley is still trailing. What is he gonna do to make his way around? There's only 1 minute left, 1 minute to go. Is that a bump? No, not. Didn't bump in the back there. Alright, so this is definitely the final lap. So it seems as if it's going to be Estefano Barrera in first, Dominic Charles in second, Kurt Moss in third, Andres Mora in fourth. And if Raymond Sebran is able to keep off Michael Paisley, he's finished fifth, while Paisley will finish sixth. And the fellow Guyanese teammate Williams will finish in seventh, while Trinidadian Peter Arendale, Paisley just dropped down to 7th. Oh wow! So Paisley just dropped down to 7th. And there was a slight touch right there as they were going around the corner, while Estefano is here on the final lap, making his way around. Andres Mora is in third place, trying to... Well, he actually passed Kurt Moss. Moss is dropping back, losing by about 10 seconds. Alright, here's the final lap for Raymond Sebran. Peter Arendale down in 8th. Alright, so everyone is making it in. So we have Barrera finishing in first place, has made his way over to the pit. Dominic Charles will be in there shortly, and I don't think Kurt Moss will be able to make up that time and make it back to third place. Alright, so we just have to wait until the teams finish making their final lap around and their cool down lap, so that we can identify and figure out the final standings. Alright, and that seems to be it. the game will figure out or update the final standing shortly. All right, guys, that is the end of the race. The stewards are going to look into the reviews to figure out what the final standings will be. I'll update you shortly on what the final race position for this final match is, our final race is, and then from there we can congratulate and update you guys on who the winners are via social media tomorrow. Alright, so here we go. Estefano Barrera from Colombia finishes in first place, followed by Dominic Charles from Trinidad, Andres Mora from Colombia again finishes in third place, while Kurt Moss from Jamaica finishes fourth. Raymond Siberan from Guyana and Daniel Williams from Guyana as well finished fifth and sixth respectively, while Michael Paisley from Jamaica, Peter Arundel from Trinidad takes up seventh and eighth position, and rounding it out we have Mark Anthony Eaton at ninth and Christian Rojas from Colombia in 10th place. So there it is, guys. That is the final race of the night. The final standing will be announced tomorrow, but if I want to give a guess here, I'm thinking that it is Team Colombia who will be walking away in first place and Team Trinidad in second, and it will be a fight between Jamaica and Trinidad for the third and fourth place respectively. So guys, we thank you so much for joining us. Hope you were excited for this competition and this lineup, and we will see you guys for the next one, as we definitely will be having more of these races throughout this year. Stay tuned if you want to hear more by following us on Instagram. It's JSRA Official, and further details will be listed on our Instagram page tomorrow so that we can let you guys know what the final standings are. All right, so with that, we are about to sign off. Thank you guys very much for being a part of this wonderful experience, and we will see you on the next one.
We used to be solid. I agree. Speaking of neon, that's neon.
I used to respect you, thought I was enough. Yeah, feels like half a century ago. Guess you keep coming back after telling me off, without even feeling sorry between goodbye and hello again. Thought we could grow again, how about no again, again and again. I'm trying to tell you we can't be friends, struggling to comprehend that we broke up and ended again and again and again. And I'm getting busier and busier, so disorientated. First you want me, then you're busy, girl, it's not that complicated. Got me tied up in a relationship, got me running in a circle. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? I'm in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck in like blue. You keep me on a loop. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? I'm in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck in like blue. You keep me on a loop. Yeah, when you're high, you call me like a movie. Some kind of little toy for you to wind up when you're lying in bed and feeling lonely. I'm tired of being deployed like all I ever use a pet. You think you own me? I'm nothing but a boy for you to wind up when you wanna pretend to get to know me. You got me running in a circle. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? I'm in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck here like glue. You keep me on the loop. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? I'm in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck here like glue. You keep me on loop.
No, I don't know who was wearing shoes and who wasn't.